Brant hit me up, and Brant said, did you watch the glorious, famous Toastery Bowl yesterday from Brainerd, Minnesota? Oh, I watched it, Brant. I watched every second of it. This was Old Dominion versus Western Kentucky. I cannot promise you that either university will ever be in the show again, but they're going to be in the show right now, and I have a bigger point here. So, I am a believer, much like Andy Dufresne was in Shawshank. Andy wrote to Red and he said, remember, Red, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Well, in my world, bowls are a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Not even when you're down 28-zip, because that's where our boys from Western Kentucky found themselves yesterday. Tom Luganbill on the call. I'm afraid he's going to take a nap in the booth in the second half. It was so bad, and then it wasn't. And so Western Kentucky is down 28-zip. They score a touchdown. Out of boredom, they score a touchdown. And that's when the shot happened. Bradley, the associate, was texted a video earlier today, and it's from the iJosh because I did it the old-fashioned way. I literally put my phone up to the TV screen yesterday. There was a girl on the sideline. We have tracked her down. Her name is Kylie Jackson. She works in nutrition for Western Kentucky. She is now a friend of the program. Look at this energy. Look at that. That's down 28-7. That's as much life as I had seen on either sideline all day. That is caged animal mode. You don't even need to see it. If you're just listening on podcast, I want you to imagine someone who is pretending their entire life is on the line based on the outcome of this game. And she's just in nutrition. She's not even suiting up and going out there. Well, from that point in this game, they go on a 28-7 run. In fact, a 35-7 run total, and Western Kentucky wins the famous Toastery Bowl. And in the famous Toastery Bowl, when you win, Colin, could you run the B-roll in the latter portion again? When you win the famous Toastery Bowl, let me explain to you what happens. They bring buckets of toast on the field. You don't get this on Sundays. They bring buckets of toast on the field. Looks like it tastes pretty good. And they just shower the field with real toast, like toasted bread. Buttered, toasted bread is all over the field. It was deep enough, it actually accumulated enough that some guys did toast angels. It was very beautiful. So anyway, that happens, and then I slowly start to look at my DMs. And I realize a lot of you are picking up what I'm putting down, and I didn't even need to say anything about it. A lot of you said, hey, isn't this really good ammunition against the people out there, the casuals amongst us who say there are too many bowl games? Yes, it was, friends. You know this person, Casual Carl, and he walks amongst us, generally miserable throughout his entire life, but especially this time of year, as bowl season and the holidays approach, and he's got nothing else going on. He says there are too many bowl games. By the way, that's wrong. That's false. That's a lie. And secondly, Casual Carl, I find some irony in being the same guy who tells me too many bowls have devalued bowl season. I know you've heard this before. Maybe you've trafficked in this argument. Like Mima always said, smart people say casual things. Casual people rarely say smart things. You can decide which bucket you find yourself in. But I've always found it kind of interesting that some of the casuals who scream too many bowl games have diluted bowl season, and I don't like watching bowls anymore. Why? Again, because there are too many of them. Those folks look me in the eye with a totally straight face and say, more playoff games will in no way dilute or devalue the regular season. That will not happen. So basically, we have partial economic principle that applies here. You see, over here in this compartment, yes, you cannot decrease the scarcity of something and maintain the value. But over here, not only can you decrease something and maintain the value, we're going to have more value. We're going to have more meaning on more games. And meanwhile, folks of my ilk just sit over in the corner. Just sit over by the garbage can, like it's not even worth my time. But there are not too many bowl games. Now, if you want to argue their value has been diluted, be my guest. If you want to argue that they don't mean as much to you because more players opt out of them, I'm with you. I totally get that. But there's no way at 4:45 in the afternoon, the more responsible-minded amongst us have left work early, and we're watching the famous Toastery Bowl, and you're watching that ending. I mean, I was jacked. I was glued to that thing. I also happened to cash a Western Kentucky plus 28.5 live ticket. And here's how sadistic I am, as I told you guys on Twitter. Even though I had this thing more than locked up, I got Hilltoppers plus 28.5. I wanted the outright win because I want my guys to win. And I wanted Kylie Jackson to win, and she did. Very simple here. Simple protocol, okay? I've actually put it on paper. If you think there are too many bowl games, do the following. Don't watch. If you think the SEC schedule release was too long at 2 hours the other day, don't watch. And then let the rest of us enjoy our bowl season. Keep casuals away from December. It's always been my policy. It always will be.